coordinator.
So, well, Miss Barker is the one who's created this problem because she is allowing students to come to her. She wrote referrals on you and Nick based on what kids came to her and told her. And she ignored what the teacher in the classroom said. And she did not ask you, your side of the story,
Yep.
Before she decided to do that, which is something administrators never do. What we can do is we can file a bullying complaint with it that has to be an official form.
Yeah, where do you get that?
They're supposed to have them in the office.
I was considering going up to there and asking for one. All it'd be funny if I walked into Miss Baker's office and asked for a bullying form, and she said no. Can they do that? Can they say no?
They're not supposed to. If you ask for it, they're supposed to fill it out. It's a form that's in triplicate. It's an official bullying report form, and it goes to the State Department of Education, and it's documented as a complaint for bullying at that school, and the principal is required to deal with it. But then, after you get so many complaints, and the Department of Education will demand, they will request that the situation be resolved, and they will demand an explanation of how the situation was resolved. So it gets real official and stuff. Yeah. And most people don't know that they have those forms, and they don't know that they're available. But any parent that goes to the office and complains about bullying is supposed to be given that form to fill out. Most school administrators think that they can just resolve it themselves, and if they do that and there's no other issues, then but I'm not sure that's the right thing for you to do, though.
Why not? Full boys? Why not?
It's an option. I'm thinking about it because they failed to resolve my complaint about Miss Barker and refused to give me the chain of command to reach her superior. So, that, even in Caddo, if you don't agree with what a principal does, there's a discipline appeals board at the school board. So, that's wrong. And the fact that they're letting these kids come down to them and just say these things, but immediately when these kids come down and say this, they're automatically taking disciplinary action against you and Nick without investigating the matter. That is wrong.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have walked up to y'all and told y'all that.
But she told.
She just automatically believed that those girls were telling the truth. They came in and said that y'all were staring at them in class, and went and told Miss Baker that, and she came out and threatened to throw y'all out of campus.
Oh, actually, the thing in Cambridge happened, like we were in music class.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it was, on Friday. Friday, was it? Yeah, I think so. What happened there was, they were trying to pull this shit in class.
Yeah.
Saying we were doing stuff to them. So it got into this pissing contest where they were, that day, I think, the same thing with the pencil, shit like that. They tried to say we were doing stuff to them in class. None of the teachers believed it. Of course they didn't, except Miss Sledge, of course, who encouraged it, pretty much, after school. But, and aftercare, and it goes to aftercare. He said that Miss Baker came to him in aftercare and asked, "Why do I keep hearing you and Jacob's names?" Yeah.
Because you're listening, and you shouldn't be. That's my answer. There's a teacher in that classroom, and you should have told them, "I'm sorry I wasn't in the classroom. If you have concerns that occur in the classroom, you need to talk to Miss Sledge about it." And that's what they're trying to repeat what the autistic girl did.
Yep.
They're trying to get y'all in trouble again because the other little girl.
Yeah, well, we've actually helped them with this. Like whenever it was the same thing with this kid Ian,
Mm-hmm.
we've been at terms where we've been allies with them to go up against other students. Like Ian, they've been in wars with him, and Mary, this girl she's bullied.
And they go running down to the office about them.
Yeah, and we've helped them actually. We've gone there with them and said how they were doing all this stuff. So we know how they do it. They get all their friends, they decide they're going to do it, and they wait until after class. As soon as everyone's getting ready to leave, they just walk out the door. I've seen Deja do this. She gets up and just leaves, walks out the door. She doesn't have to teach her. She just walks out the door and leaves, and everyone's getting packed and getting ready.
And she's skipping.
Yeah, and also, we'll notice that sometimes after lunch or after enrichment, we notice they don't come back to class for a good 10 minutes after they're supposed to be. That's how we know that they're going to the administrators to complain.
Okay, so they're playing the documentation game.
Yeah, isn't that called libel? Libel?
Yeah, that's not how you handle complaints about students. But they're leaving, they're getting to leave early, and they're going and documenting things
I wouldn't
to the
necessarily.
administrators about you and Nick, or is it just about you?
Oh, it's about both of us pretty much. It's not just me, I know that for sure. So yeah.
Yeah, they're playing the documentation game, where they're just having their snitches come and report things to them. That's not how discipline is handled in a classroom.
Oh shit.
It should be immediately reported. The administrator should be directing the teachers to manage their classrooms, and the kids shouldn't be allowed to go down. So they're getting to leave class early to go down and document things.
I don't know about documenting, but
They're going to report y'all.
well, I've seen whenever the substitute was there, I've seen them go. Yeah, we've actually watched them like during lunch, about 5 minutes before lunch ends. All the other tables are leaving. Our table was not dismissed yet. They've gone to Miss Baker because they know that if their teachers come, the teachers that come pick this up, usually Mr. Slusher, they know that if they ask him, he's going to say no because he knows that they're bullshitting. Because if they ask to go in class to Miss Baker, the answer is always no. That's why they do it whenever they're out after lunch or after enrichment. Because we see it whenever we can tell they don't return for about 10 minutes, and when they do return, they always return in pairs. It's not just, oh, Cameron's here, but Deja's gone. It's both Cameron and Deja are gone, and 10 minutes later, after the class started, they both walked in at the same time, together.
Well, that's what they're doing then. They're going and somebody's documenting what they say. They're kids, they're children, and if
Yeah.
you tell them to do that, they'll do it all day for you. Especially if they get special treatment, being allowed to leave the lunchroom early, or
I'm not even sure teachers notice, though.
well, they do. They wouldn't be letting them go if they weren't being given permission to. They just act like they don't see it because they're giving them permission to do it.
Yeah, and also, when we were with them, they plan. They plan what they're going to say. Mostly they plan when they're going to go. They don't put as much planning in what they say as we do. Me and Nick do, but when we're with them, we know they do planning. Like, whenever Miss Parker said that how they were all interviewed separately, there's no way their story could be the same, then all this shit.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
All they have to do is agree to tell the same story before they go to the administrator. And
Yeah.
then even if they're interviewed separately, their story's still going to be the same.
Yeah.
If they practice their story, they know what they're going to say.
this I was thinking of this. If I try